Happy Friday, everyone. How are you doing? So, in this week's supplemental video to the card reveal, it's almost right. Sometimes it's difficult because I do light language, and even though I keep telling them English, 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 they give me information in light language. So, like, I'll ask a question, I'll get and I'm like, what the? I need it in English, please. It's like, it's fine, like, if it's just me, but like when I have to convey this to you, it makes it more difficult. So they're telling me this is a general energy that all three piles are going to want to tune into. And once again, working with the Earth Light, sometimes I call them Earth Light Council. Really, they're a hive mind, and they're part of fairy. And they told me I'm a conduit for them one day, and I was like, okay, because they're really sweet. They're very grounded and earth-based, so it's an interesting energy to work with. I'm really enjoying it. So this is a general energy reading for all three piles this week, and the light language part of it is Okay, so what does that mean for you energy-wise? It's a bolstering of everything you're working on. It's a bolstering of the potential you can step into. And it also strengthens your energetic systems from fear of working through things before you blurt them out, of having that ability to do that, of being able to process. Process is a good word, and I think it's going to be a theme that comes up in this general energy of being able to process those big energies and concepts and fears and hopes and desires and potentials, and let them help you strengthen, become more resilient. This is not the time to tear yourself down. It is a time to strengthen yourself. Find what sustains you, what helps you go about your life. And that can be basic self-care habits such as hygiene, nutrition, exercise, working your energetic systems through things like yoga or martial arts, or however you do it, meditation, all that kind of stuff. Reiki would be another energy work thing you could use. How do you work, and how do you want to work, and what are you using? Bring those in to the max, to use an old 80s phrase, to the max. Because those are going to help you become resilient in your emotional, not traumas, whatever the emotions are coming, what you're absorbing. Because the collective energy, frankly, is, there's been points, and when I use the words crazy at this point with the collective energy, I really do mean crazy. At points in time, there's been aspects of it that have almost really toppled into a psychotic type feeling energy, which is really intense. And part of the reason I read the collective, or at least my part of the collective, if I appeal to you, like the credit card reveals and stuff like that, appeal to you and work for you, that's because you're in touch with my subculture. If they don't, that's because you're not in my subculture and you're in someone else's subculture. So, and some people kind of overlap and touch, and some are more in mine than, so, it's like, that's how I see it. That's a whole diversion from collective energy. But so it's like I have my little pool of people who aren't, very connected into the same pools of energy that I'm connected into, or overlap in some ways. And those are the people who really resonate with the readings I do. And part of the reason why I read the collective is so you don't have to. So you know when to be like, oh yeah, hey. And most of the time right now, I can pretty much tell you, don't engage, write it, don't take it to heart, don't swallow whole chunks of collective energy and then think they're yours. Because once you start thinking they're yours, you make them yours and then you have to deal with them. And no, baby kittens, you don't want to do that. Because we used to what we do. We go like, do, freak out, come back down, do, and you'd have minor spikes here and there, and sometimes you have a really big spike. So that's the past. The good old days when energy was kind of just more level on the collective, and I paid a little bit attention to it, but not to the point I do now. Because my main question when I'm feeling really kind of off is it mine? Is it the collective? And it's almost always a collective right now. Why am I feeling really weird? Oh, collective energy is feeding my tendencies to do blah, 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 and duh. Yuck, 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 yuck. Yuckity, yuckity, yuckity. So don't swallow big chunks of collective energy and then make it yours and then just think you're not feeling, that you're not doing good at your coping mechanisms. It's because you're absorbing too much of the collective and engaging with it too much. Don't engage. Just kind of ride it. It's like you're in a little boat. You actually think of it like being in a raft on the rapids right now, going over a waterfall. Because that's kind of what it is. And we're doing that over and over and over again. Because, like I said, we used to do little spikes, little beeps, but we'd always come back to a good stable baseline. And now we spike, we level out at the spike, we spike again, we level out at that spike. Every once in a while we'll get like something that comes down a wee bit, but we have never leveled back out again. We just keep going up and making that our new baseline. And that's when things get really intense, when you got a spike and you're not trying to, the clouds are like in and out. So, but so you gotta get used to that new baseline for where it peaked. And that's difficult. And that's why you feel more anxious, depressive. It all feeds in any of your tendencies. So if you have a depressive tendency, it's going to feed that. If you're an anxious person, it's going to feed that. Negative self-talk, all those fun things get fed by this collective energy. Your job is to be like, oh, that's the collective energy helping my not so good coping mechanisms flare up. Energy clear, ground to a certain extent. Energy clear really right now all the time. It's just really everyone can pretty much clear at any time and have something to clear. Whether it's yours or not. It's simply how it is. So yeah, it's kind of sucky. And we're going to survive it. And the Earth-Light Council is saying how you do that survival is not to engage, to ride the energy when it's freaking out. Don't try and stop it. Don't slam brakes on. Just going over that white water in the raft, over the waterfall. Whew. It's intense. And it's okay that it's intense because that's what it is. It's not just you. It's not just me, it's a lot of people, and we're all feeling this. We're all in it together. And the Earth-Light Council wants you to remember, come back to yourself, come back to your heart, come back to your soul, come back to the core that makes you you. That is what's important. That is truly where enchantment, wonder, love, compassion are all residing right now. Is in that inner core of you. Access that inner core and start bringing it out so you can be a better person in the world. So you can be a better person to yourself and those around you. And spread love and compassion wherever you go. Because that connection of the core and self is going to let the radiant being in you just shine out. And that's my cat trying to escape. He's going to have to wait. Shine out and be who you really are all the time. And it's going to also help you be more resilient and filter out energies you don't want coming in. So, okay. Everyone have a wonderful Friday and go out there and be the love of the world. Bye-bye.